What's going on, good people? This is your man, Gavin the Bossman Stevenson. I am sitting here with my co-host,
Chris at Cubano Cabrera.
and you are sitting here with Savages with
You
Cigars.
got it. It took a near-death experience, but you got it. Well, today we're going to talk about things that men want in life, especially now that you got another chance at life.
Now that I have another chance in life, I know. Well, let's explain this now, Chris,
Yes.
and get this out the way.
Since we've been kidding about it
Since we've been
within
kidding
the first
about
few
it.
seconds of the
Yes.
podcast.
So, a lot of you guys may not know that I was recently in the hospital. I had a mild heart attack. Yeah. At my age, it's not really heard of, but it is heard of. Actually came out on a good note, had no stents, none of that stuff, no blockage, none of that. I am better now, and trust me, I see life in a different way, my brother.
I'm telling you, it always takes something that can potentially take your life to make you realize what you need to make of your life.
Right. And now I see it, and trust me.
And we're going to live it.
We're going to live it to the fullest now.
We're going to hit it hard. We're going to
Yes,
get this
we
podcast
are.
going the way it's supposed to
We
go.
are completely focused on the things that we need to be focused on.
Absolutely.
No more stressful situations.
Yep.
None of that in my life.
Yep.
I'm done with all that.
I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're still here.
So tell them.
Yeah, well, there was a little positive stuff going on. So the week before, no, it was
The week after.
the week after your incident.
Yes.
So my daughter finally had her daughter, which
Yes.
is now my first grandbaby.
And I am Uncle Gavin.
So it's Amira Violet Cabrera. She was born 2:59 on the 17th in the morning, and she was 8 pounds 3 ounces,
Beautiful.
20.5 inches.
Beautiful.
Oh, she's
She is beautiful.
she's gorgeous.
Perfect in every way.
So 2 new leases on life,
Yes.
a brand new baby, and you in better health.
Yes, me in better health. I got my second chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at it. But let's get into this podcast because I'm ready to get back into the mojo of things, my brother. I'm ready to get back.
Yes, because as a matter of fact, when this podcast, by the time this one comes out, you'll already see last 2 weeks. We have so much going on. So
Yeah.
that one will be posted tonight. This will be posted on Monday.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, we're back on track. And what better way than to start bitching about things that we want in life?
We want in life and the things that have stressed us out in life as well.
Oh, everything. Everything can stress.
Everything.
Anything that a man sets himself out to want out of life, and even a woman, or men out of a woman,
Yes.
it's always going to be stressful.
Always
It's
gonna be
never going to be easy.
No.
Nothing that's good comes easy.
I've never seen a relationship that has been easy.
I've never had one so goddamn hard to get out of.
Yes, you have a difference. Your situation is crazy to me. I've never seen somebody that wants to be away from somebody so much, but does not want to let go of that situation.
Yeah, like, come on now. What the?
Let it go. This is in my frozen voice. Let it go. But so, let's get into it. Give us the first one that you got, Chris.
So the first one I got is loyalty. So, and the reason I hesitate on that one is because it's not so much that we're looking out of loyalty out of a relationship. We're not going to just make this all about a relationship. Loyalty goes even as far as in the industry that you and I were in. Owners were probably the most unloyal.
Unloyal thing in the world.
Staff was probably the most unloyal. Obviously, relationships. Loyalty is a must, but I just don't
I'll tell
understand
you
where
this.
it's all gone.
I'll tell you this. The problem with loyalty in the relationship, loyalty in the business that we were in was that being a manager, you trust the people that you work for.
Yep.
And a lot of times what happens is the people that you work for, when they realize that, wait a minute, I'm not the center of attention, they want to be able to sit here and say, well, now it's time for that person to nitpick everything that's going on in that situation. This isn't right. That's not right. You move this over there. Whatever the case may be.
But the point is they hired you to do it.
They hired you to do the job.
Why micromanage? That's basically what it comes down to.
If that's the
you
case,
have absolutely no loyalty in the fact that we know what we're doing.
If that's the case, And if you had this thing all sewn up and had it all perfect, you wouldn't have needed us.
No.
We would not be a situation
Nope.
that you needed. But at the end of the day, you will always understand that we will always you're always going to be needed in that situation.
Absolutely. And even with staff as well. We need them. And no matter, I've noticed, no matter how much I put into them,
Yep.
whether it was gifts during anniversaries, extra pay, whenever we did really good, blase, blase, whatever,
They always wanted more and always
they
needed more.
still would not give you the loyalty that was required in that, and what I think was required in that position.
Right. They always put their hands in the cookie jar. They always want more.
Absolutely.
It's an old saying that I like that they said on Casino when they were in the cash room. They said, you know what, you can always pay them good, but you know your staff is always going to take a little extra for themselves.
Absolutely. And that's something that always happened.
Always
And then, you know, obviously we can dabble into the relationship
Yes.
aspect of this as well.
It was hard for me.
I don't understand why it's so hard to find loyalty. Why is it so hard to just say, hey, I'm down to be with one man? Or for the dumb men that are out there, why is it so hard for you not to be with one woman?
I was that dumb man.
I mean, like,
I was
see,
that dumb man.
I never did any of that, and I still came out, and with a big ass L at the end.
Yeah, I was that man. I was always constantly with my hand in the cookie jar. With my hand in the cookie jar. And I'm going to tell you this, my man, Chris. I had a very decent woman, especially my wife. I had a very decent wife. She was very loving, very caring. To this day, if I would sit here and say, hey, I need you to blah, 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 she would be like, okay, I'll meet you there. Or, yeah, I can do that for you. But I ruined that because, like I said, I'm a man that loves to have his what they say, love to have his cake and eat it too.
And needed to. Yep. I mean, I definitely have a first wife. I got to talk in first and seconds.
Yes.
My first wife is a ride or die to the very end. She has been a great mother to both of our daughters. She's now going to be an even better
I believe
grandmother.
she's going to be an excellent grandmother.
Yes. I mean, so we also have that relationship where we can call on each other because regardless of whatever happened 12 years ago, we've stayed loyal to each other as friends.
As friends. And that means a lot. You know,
Yes.
I'll tell you this. I am a firm believer now that you have to be friends before you can be lovers.
Absolutely. And I think that's what happened to my second marriage. We had no time to be friends.
Right. You jump right into this
It was
relationship
go,
and
go,
you're ready
go,
to
go.
go. You're ready to do everything that, husband and wife do. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, I tell you this, some people make better girlfriends and boyfriends than they do husband and wife.
Yes. Yep.
And I tell you this, in this day and age, there's nothing wrong with being that type of person.
Not one bit. I mean, I can tell you that, unfortunately, my second marriage had nothing to do with loyalty. It had everything to do with just me as a...
You was a dick. I'm gonna tell
yes,
you
that's
this. I'm
pretty much the only way to
I
put
have
it.
been your boy for many years, and I'm gonna tell you this. I noticed that it's funny. So when we get put in those certain situations that we get put in, it's a lot harder to us to maintain the groundness.
Yes. Yep.
And see, and you got put in the perfect situation at the perfect time in your life.
Absolutely.
And it was beautiful in the beginning. But see, then when everything starts to go certain ways, you get ungrounded.
It started getting so comfortable.
Yes.
And I was getting, between the steroids and the amount of money coming in at the time, it was just, everything was just going
It was
going off track.
It was a perfect situation at the
Right
perfect
woman,
time.
wrong time.
Wrong time.
I was definitely not loyal to her as far as my emotional. I don't know what I'm looking for, but emotionally I just wasn't there for her, so I wasn't being as loyal as I should have been when it came to treating her with all the due respect
all
that she
due
needed.
respect that she needed.
It was crazy.
You wasn't, you know what? And I tell you this, Chris, you wasn't wrong, and you damn sure wasn't right. But when you think of the things that we were in, you was in a good stressful situation.
Yes, because it was definitely stressful.
It was, but the pay was awesome.
It compensated for
Yeah,
it.
so you know what? That's why I tell people. They were like, "What do you mean a good stressful situation? You can be in a good stressful situation."
Because you can manage the stress. Because when you have the money, you have the partner, you have everything going for you. You can get away. You can get away and enjoy each other. You can enjoy all kinds of things. It's
You
just
can unplug easily. That's what when me and Kathy used to go on them trips, bro. It was us unplugging.
yeah.
And the people you'd be like, bro, you only going for 2 days, bro. Y'all understand?
You should really unplug.
The day that I left, every time, like when my shift was over, bro, I unplugged right then and there. I didn't unplug when I got in the car to go there.
Even when Alyssa and I would leave whatever we were doing and go meet up with you guys,
Yeah.
that was a severe unplug. Like, we did nothing work related, even though you and I were in the same damn industry, one street light away from each other.
Yes.
We did not talk about nothing
talk
work.
about work.
And no matter who called, they weren't answering.
We did not answer no phone calls.
But you know what? So let's go into the next one. The next one is going to be just as simple as this one is honesty.
Oh God.
Honesty.
Men need honesty. Men need honesty for a couple reasons. One is that we need honesty to be. It comes to be like how we. Can I say consolidate? Not consolidate. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's how we emotionally move. You know what I mean? We need that consolidation from a woman to be okay. Yeah, baby, I love you. You love me. We love each other. We'll be all right. You see what I'm saying?
And it's true, because she has been a great mother too. When you don't have honesty, whether it is again in the field of work that you're in or in the relationships that you're in, what do you have if you're not being honest? Because if you're being honest, it's going to lead you back to being disloyal. It's going to lead you to ruining whatever career path you're in. It's going to do everything. If you're not honest with your employers, with your relationships, you're never going to become better of a man than you are. But if you're not honest with yourself, you will self-destruct.
All day long.
And I've noticed I tapped almost. So you will destruct. You will destruct yourself and become destructive in everything that you're in.
You can. I always tell people you can take a good situation and turn it into a bad situation so quick when you truthfully are not honest with yourself.
But that's the biggest thing, is being honest with yourself. And being honest with yourself will also make you realize, are you going into the right relationship? Are you in the right career field? Are you making the right financial moves and whatever that you're doing? You know, hell, even coming down to should you or should you not have a child with whoever that you're with.
Because, you know,
If you're not ready for nothing, then because you have to be ready, because you have to know that you were honest with yourself. That's the only way you're going to become ready to do anything in life.
but you know what? I tell you this, I'm a firm believer. You know, having children with a person that you can't really deal with makes your situation so much harder. That people do not understand that we love each other, we're gonna have a baby. Why? Just because you love this man doesn't mean that you're supposed to have a baby with this man. You think that it's gonna make your situation better. It makes your situation worse when you two can't even stand each other.
No, and I hate to see that in relationships where the other person will stay with you for years on end because they can't be honest enough with themselves to then turn around and be honest to you and say, look, I really just don't see us being together. I don't want to be with
I'm
you.
not a firm believer in this. People, what's the saying they say? It's cheaper to keep her? You got me fucked up.
It is not.
So you telling me my mental health,
Between emotionally draining, mentally draining, physically draining,
you can
those
put,
three
can you
things
honestly
can
put
kill
a,
you.
Can you honestly put a price on that?
No.
No, I don't want to say, and that's people.
I'd rather pay.
That's what I've learned.
Pay with the greenbacks than to pay with my health and life.
That's what I learned recently. It is not cheaper to keep them. It is not cheaper to stay with that person. If that person is a piece of shit, they're going to be a piece of shit.
And you know what? So going back to the career field thing, I've told you a million times recently,
What do you mean a good stressful?
I'm done. I'm done with the industry. I want out so bad, but I'm not going to just throw away the opportunity to keep making the money that I'm making. And not, I want this. I want this to become us.
Right.
And I'm being honest with myself that I finally found something that I'm very much into. I'm attracted into doing.
And do that. You're good at this.
And yeah, I mean, shit, we could just sit here and shoot the shit about everything and tell our opinions. Man, you don't understand how healthy. I was thinking about this on the way here, and I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I told him, I was like, you don't understand how healthy it is to come here and just talk. And that's all a podcast is. I mean, we're basically giving our opinions. Next week we're going to go live, so we're going to have live opinions.
Your opinion is going to count then.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, it pays to the first two topics so far, to be loyal with whoever that you're with, whatever business that you're in, whatever you're putting your heart and soul into. Be loyal to it. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your partner. Be honest with your fucking kids. Be honest with your health. Know that you got to change some shit.
Know that you have
Smaller cigars, baby.
Smaller cigars.
So the next thing I thought of was stability in life. Stability in life to me
That's a big one.
is such a foundation.
That's such
It
a
is
big one.
is a concrete bottom to the beginning of what you can build for life. You can't have a stable life if you don't have a solid foundation. And you have to be honest with yourself, going backwards, to know that you're building a solid foundation.
Right.
Once you build that solid foundation, meaning whatever you think, if you're single, you're single, your career, if you decide to be with a spouse, whatever, you got to make sure that whatever choices you're making in life are stable life choices. Because if you are just half-assing everything, it's going to fall apart. And one thing I've noticed with relationships and marriages and jobs, they go away so quickly, or they can fail so quickly, or whatever the case may be, and you're back at square one, starting all over again. And I hate that. I hate it. So when I see people like my parents who have a stable life with each other, 44 years together, beautiful home, paid off car, you know, my mom's retired, my dad's still working, you know, that's a stable life. It's so hard to get that these days.
Hold on, people. Hold on a second, because I have to switch. If I don't switch, we're gonna be off there.
You know, hell, even coming down to should you or should you not have a child with whoever that you're with.
But we're going to jiggle,
If you're not ready for
and we're going to see if he decides to.
you know, you were honest.
Charge my
That's
shit.
the only way you're going to become ready to do anything.
You know what? I tell you something about that. How about
Hey,
that?
at least you caught it.
At least I caught it, because it'd be crazy if the lights go out.
See, this is not even a stable life. We're all over.
I'm all over the place still. Still not stable.
Your heart rate's stable.
Yes. Bro, you don't understand, bro. I'm telling you, I was my blood pressure was 250 over 119, bro.
Jesus Christ.
They said if I would have sat where I was sitting at another hour, I would have had a heart attack. I would not be here with you guys right now.
I'm absolutely ecstatic that you decided to go.
Yeah.
Bro,
You know what that comes from, though, and I'm glad you brought that up. It was the stress, and it was also me being a man saying, you know what, I'll handle this. I'm a man. I can take it.
yeah. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Not when your body's falling apart from the inside out.
Yes. No, you can't. I don't care what nobody
And
says.
that little ticker there.
It's the major
very
part.
important.
Major part. So,
And that was shit. That's our next thing. I put down there less stress.
less stress.
We have to look for less stress.
So,
Now, I don't think we touched on stable life enough, but if you add the two, a stable life, it's going to take a lot of stress to get that stable life.
yes.
Because one thing I've noticed, relationships and jobs, you got to work so hard at both of them.
A million times.
And now, in all honesty, in this day and age, in this society, you have to work even harder to keep that job and even harder to keep that spouse, because there's so many things out there knocking on the back door trying to get
All
in.
day long, you think that everything is sweet.
And women and men, for some reason, aren't willing to just leave that door shut. They want to open it and peek and see, could it possibly be a better job? Could it be a possibly better woman?
I'll tell you this.
Like, what the fuck?
What I've learned is that when it comes to women look for more. Men look for more comfort. Women look for more stability in a man. They want somebody that can provide. Even if you guys are doing 50-50, they're looking for somebody that can keep their 50-50 going.
But you know one thing I've heard about this whole 50-50 thing?
It's awful.
Shouldn't it be everybody both giving 100-100?
Yeah.
Because then I'm giving you half-ass of my shit. You're giving me half-ass of that shit. Sure. That's
Are
not
we
50-50.
talking? But so, what are we talking? 50-50 in financial, or are we talking 50-50 in relationships? Because I believe 50-50 in relationships should be 100.
Yeah,
I believe
100.
100. So, but you know, they try to break it down that she gives her half, he gives his half. But there's women out there say fuck 50-50. If you can't do it all by yourself, why you gotta do it for it?
And that's where things have gone taking such a dirt road off of the main course of life. I don't understand. And maybe it's just because of the industry that we're in, and we're only the women that we're around on a daily basis. Because I don't see them giving 100% anymore. It's almost like they want to date you, but they're keeping one eye
on your wallet,
open to
somebody better,
something on the side.
Yep, something better.
They're waiting to see if something is going to come. Where I remember shit, just I don't know, maybe even 10 years ago, I never saw this shit this drastic. Even when I got with Alyssa, my second marriage, she was never like that. And so I mean, yes, they're out there, but it's
I've gotten lucky. I haven't dealt with a woman like that. I don't think I honestly could deal with a woman like that wants you to take the whole relationship. And because let me ask you a question. Let's put yeah, but listen, let's put this in standards, and I did too. Even though she didn't ask me to do it, I did it. So let's put this in perspective, right? So you got a woman. So you and a woman are together. Doesn't it make more sense? I'm speaking to you ladies. Doesn't it make more sense for a man and you to go 50-50 because you can save that way? You can put money to better use that way. You can't do it when you're sitting here and I'm going all in. What money am I going to save? So now, and then this is what gets me. This is what blows my mind. So when they do that, they be like, "Yeah, you damn right, you got all the money."
And they don't want it. So then it gets to you pay almost everything. You have no way of saving on the side. So they're constantly saving. So whenever it comes time to go do something, shouldn't it be from the savings of the woman? Because you already had to pay for all of
I pay for everything else.
The house, the fucking food,
all the
everything.
bills. Now,
So I don't
they use that
understand.
against you though.
Yes, and they're like, no, I'm not touching my savings.
They would throw it in your face. You should make more money.
Why did you even just say my savings? Because apparently it took both of us to work together
For you to
make
save.
that savings.
You know what that
At the end of the day, it's ours.
Right. You can't.
That's not a stable
it's
life.
Crazy. That's not a stable
That's
life.
the stress that I'm talking about.
That's the stress.
That's an unnecessary stress. There's no reason why that should even
At all. But you know what it does, Chris? And it's everyday life.
all the damn time.
Every day. You never. It's like, and that's why men are looking for stability.
Yeah.
We're looking for not just stability, but we look for a sanctuary, somewhere that we can be, and it's peaceful, it's quiet.
That's right.
I can sit here and I can be with that person that I want to be with, and not have to worry about, God damn it, the stressful life when I go into that house, or we go into our house, I come over to your house, you come over to mine, whatever the case may be. I have that quiet. Men like quiet. Men love quiet. I can sit here. I tell you this. Me and my girl, we sat last night, sat at the house, and we went to Helena's. It's a Greek restaurant in Tarpon. Went out to the Sponge Docks.
Oh, okay.
Did that, right? Had a great meal, enjoyed each other, went and got us some ice cream. I went and got me some cigars and all that stuff. Went back to the house, sat there, smoked hookah, bro. watch Ghostbusters. I was in peace.
That sounds so nice.
I was in peace, bro. That was
I wish I had all that going on.
You will. You know,
That's what everybody always tells me.
no, but bro, your problem is different. You know what? Let me say it. No, because you're gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna let you sugarcoat
Well,
it.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat because I've been trying to date, but I think I've been forcing this shit, and I don't want to do it no more. I honestly don't even want.
I'm gonna tell you,
nothing right now.
So we sat back and we talked about you. We talked about you, and I said the only way Chris is going to be happy, Chris is going to have to find him a regular female. Somebody that's not in the industry, that's never been in the industry. You can't even, if you was to sit there and talk to her about it, she'll look at you like you're crazy. They're like, what is he talking about? House fees. You know what I mean? That's what you gotta have. You can't have that female that's been in the industry because you already know what you're gonna get out of them. So you're looking for the bad already.
And I'm gonna be stressed like a motherfucker because their phone's never gonna stop ringing.
Right.
You don't know who's on the other side of the line.
Right.
They're gonna be inside of a computer somewhere going, oh, this and that and whatever.
All the time.
But I mean, that can come from anywhere. It's just less likely to come from
Somebody in the industry.
somebody on the outside of the industry. Because in the industry, you know, they're gonna do that shit.
That's
But
all
the
it
problem
is.
is, and that's why I'm so adamant about being able to do this so that we can go to different cities and vacation and do whatever the case may be. It'll put me out there for a better type of woman.
Right.
Where right now I'm just 100% stuck at the club. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I was just at my boy's house the other night. I ended up going back home because there was 4 different couples there.
you was the odd man out.
I was twiddling my motherfucking thumbs.
Everybody's sitting there talking, having great conversations.
Kissing and hugging all over
And
each
you're
other.
sitting there like, this is
And I'm sitting
bullshit.
going, this is fucking stupid.
Why am I even sitting here? Right?
Yeah. And like I love hanging out with you and your girl when we go to Epcot, shit like that. At the end of the day, I'm still like, okay, well, I still want to hold somebody's hand.
That's why I said we have to find you a regular
But you know what?
female.
You know how, even though the marriage didn't work out between Alyssa and I, before I met Alyssa, I was not dating at all, bro. It was so hardcore the gym. Oh shit, so hardcore the gym. It was so I was making good money, whatever, and she just popped out of nowhere. Well, you know what? I keep praying, hey God, let's speed this process up. Pop me up another one out of nowhere, because that's usually where it comes from. When you're
But
looking,
see,
it
you're
doesn't
gonna
work out.
have to shop at different places.
Yeah, I'm done with City Trends.
You're shopping at the wrong.
I'm at City Trends. I'm at Rainbow.
Yeah, you're shopping in the wrong industry, bro. You're gonna have to shop somewhere else. All right, so what's your next one?
City Trends.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid.
All right, so respect and intimacy. There's 2 different things there. I mean, but those are the next 2 that I wanted to talk about.
Can you have respect with? Can you have intimacy?
Well, we need to separate the 2. I should have said the 2, but I knocked them out. So let's do respect first.
Respect first.
Respect is such a volatile
That is something.
part of life.
That is something that's supposed to be in the relationship off the rip. Nothing that people say, oh, respect is supposed to be earned, not given. But when you're in a relationship, that's the first thing that should be given.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be all this other stuff.
You've already been friends.
Right.
You might have inadvertently already gained each other's respect.
Right.
Obviously, once you get into a relationship, you got to give it, so on and so forth. Let's say that relationship goes south, and respect goes, loyalty goes, truth, everything. The very next time you decide to get into a relationship, or whatever the case may be, whatever big step you're taking in life, don't not give the respect that's traditionally being earned by the person or whatever aspect in life you're doing, just because you had a bad situation before. So if they failed to, or they completely demolished respect, that next person isn't supposed to pay the price for that.
And that's what happens. It happens on both ends. So, a lot of people say, oh, that's what women go through. Men go through it too. Because we'll sit here and we'll give this woman all the respect and love in the world, and then next thing you know, it's fuck you. It's you never did this. You wasn't the right person. You didn't respect me. You didn't give me the love, baby. I gave you everything you wanted, love, respect, and everything. The problem is that a lot of times we let other things get in the way of us keeping that respect. And I mean, and I'm gonna go as far as we do that when it comes to a lot when it comes to we let people into our that's even another thing. Letting people into our relationships.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So let me ask you a question. How does somebody that I love you to death, Chris, but I'm not gonna come to you when it comes to marriage advice?
I wouldn't want you to.
Yes.
I can tell you how to lose it. I can't tell you how to keep it.
Yes. And you
I
couldn't
don't have a good
and you
track record.
couldn't come to me about staying loyal. So that's but
such
see,
douchebags.
yes, we are. But at least we know this. We don't hide none of this. A lot of people be like, damn, you guys don't hide nothing that you guys say. Why?
Like my next statement, I'm gonna tell you. You know how many piece of shit owners I worked for from strip clubs that I've completely lost total respect for?
A lot of them.
And you know what? There's raids coming, baby.
Yes, they are. Y'all have no idea. They are looking now.
I will never, ever, ever, ever own another club in my
In life.
motherfucking
I
life.
tell people that every day. I said if that opportunity was to come to me again, I would tell a person, hell no.
Oh, I'm turning it down.
I will just manage.
Nope.
I don't want to.
I don't even want to manage.
You're right. I
I
don't
want
want to
out of the industry. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to do little simple things. Like I have a friend of mine. I don't want to put his name out there, but you and I both know him. He owns every one of those orange scooters in downtown Tampa, and he manages 2 artists. So I mean, I want to be able to do little things like that. Find little niches that you can just say, you know what, I worked really hard here to earn this money.
And I have to go there.
Let me go over here and invest in this, and invest in this, and invest in this. And even if the ROI is slow, at least it's coming. And then eventually when you have enough of those things coming, it's going to be less stress,
Less
a
stress.
stable life.
Less headache.
Why? Because I'm gonna keep going backwards. I was honest with myself that I didn't want to do this anymore. So now I want to start investing to where you and I can have properties and homes and, you know, I guess rental properties, whatever. Things like that with little scooters, like things you don't even think about in everyday life that can make you money. Because at the end of the day, all I'm looking for now is I don't even care about the relationship portion of it. I want to become stable enough to be me. I want to go get my own place, my own stuff, so that when it's all said and done, if I have to continue going through this roller coaster of relationships, when they get there and when they go, I still have all my stuff.
Right. There's no more.
No apartment dwellings.
Get out. Get out.
No. This is it. This is my shit. I brought all this to the table. Now it's I gotta turn the tide because it's always me that's losing. It's always me that ends up with having to start completely the fuck over.
That motherfucking table's a motherfucker, isn't it?
I spend more time laying on that bitch than on my bed.
That table is a motherfucker, boy. What do you bring to the table?
It's pathetic.
Like, you seen that meme when the guy asks the female, "What do you bring to the table?" and it says, and then it says, "What a woman wants you to bring to the table: house, 6 figures, cars, this and that." And then on the other side, what a woman brings: old ass pussy, used ass pussy.
At this point, I'm just bringing a protein shake and some condoms. I'm not bringing anything else to the table anymore.
I can't do the table.
Bitter right now.
I can't do the table anymore. That table shit is done.
So intimacy.
Is a must.
We need it so bad. Like, do you understand? When you've had the most stressful day in the world, I don't know, whether you're a CEO making all the right decisions to keep a company going, or you're just that guy that's trying to get 10 hours of overtime, or whatever you can. We want to come home after a long ass day and just be intimate with our spouse. And I'm not saying intimacy has to be just sex. Like, lay on the couch with me for a little while, watch some TV. I mean, obviously we got the dinner thing and all that stuff. So once we're done with all that, and we got our mouths fed and we're ready to sit down, just hold me, cuddle me, be intimate with me.
Intimacy is such a
And yet, that's the first thing to leave a relationship.
the first thing to leave every time. And people just don't understand that it's such a must, bro.
Absolutely.
It's such a must.
And that's what forces sometimes people to become intimate at their places of employment because they're looking for it at home. They don't get it because your partner doesn't realize it's a major quality of life. And then they wonder why you
Do
start
the
cheating.
same shit that you got me to keep me.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. I didn't do that with my second marriage. I did everything that was so perfect to get her. And the moment that I was able to
You got
release
it.
that,
Well, the
I
minute
let
you
it
got
go.
it, it was
I let it all
it was
go.
all go. I got you now.
And I can still show you messages I have yet to have deleted that says, I can't, this is not who you were. And it's so true because the intimacy, the honesty,
Was it?
I mean,
let
was-
me ask you this, Chris. Was it,
even the respect were three things I let go.
let me ask you this, Chris. Was it because of the stress you were going through, the intimacy failed?
Absolutely. It was so stressful to keep that amount of money coming in every month. It was so hard to keep to make sure that the club always had something bigger and better coming. Make sure that we always had the right staff.
The next best thing.
Some of the things that were going on in the club, there was a lot of
Boy, yeah, you had it.
there was a lot of calls I had to make.
I didn't think that. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. There was a lot of times when you called me, and I wanted to just tell you to get out. Was to run, bro, as fast as you fucking can.
I mean, granted, I stuck it out, stressing like a motherfucker, and it broke me. It tore me down. Unfortunately, the only person I took it out on was her. I wasn't honest with myself. I definitely caused a shitload of stress on me and on her. So, I mean,
See, you did the one thing that I learned a long time ago, and it was to separate the two.
yep.
That
I never had it that good, though. That was my first time.
Right, having it that good, so you never knew how to separate
Right.
the two. You had it that you knew that. See, me personally now, and it took me many clubs before that to learn that I left the club at the club. When I walked in that and through that threshold of that door of that club, it was done.
Well, see,
I left home at home, and the club at the club.
I left the conversation of the club at home. I couldn't let go of the stress that it was
You
causing.
couldn't let go of shit. It's stressful, bro.
So that it was almost like selling your soul to the devil. Once you do it, you're fucked. It's like the moment I gave in to all of that, it had me by the balls. It had me seeing nothing but greenbacks instead of loving my wife.
Never again, bro.
I will
I'll
never,
never do it again.
ever put a job, a career, or anything that if I'm with someone truly that I love once again, I will never put them second to everything else that was coming because that's what I did.
Yep. I did the same thing in the beginning, bro. And
I'm
that's
glad
it.
that it didn't reach as far as my kids. Because could you imagine if I not only ruined my marriage, but ruined my relationship with my daughters, if I would have just continued
But you
down
know
the
why
path
you didn't do that? Because you've already taken out on her.
So there was
So there was nothing left already. You know what I mean? You were mentally done
I
already.
was so done. So done.
You know what I'm saying?
And it isn't like it's over.
No?
It's still lingering.
Still lingering.
Just nowhere near at the capacity that it was. I mean, it's definitely stressful. It's definitely whatever. But the only stress I suffer now is I wish I made a lot more because I want to be out there, on the beach or
Jet sailing and all that other stuff.
at a resort
You know what I
somewhere,
mean?
enjoying life.
And that's the beautiful thing about what we do. Now, when everything hits the way that we want it to hit, it's going to be all us.
Right.
It's not going to be no more, I put it this way, no female can say they did anything in this situation
to get us to where we're at
to where we're at
Yep.
now.
Now, we did have two that wanted to see us here, but you know what? They didn't want to stick it out to see
They
us.
don't want to stick it out to see us.
And that's fine.
That's-
Because somewhere in that viewing audience, one day there's going to be, well, you're already with somebody. There's going to be somebody that's going to say, hey, you know, you fat Cuban, I want you.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm going to say, well, I don't want you because you call me fat.
So people are just let you know he's sensitive about that shit. Don't say fat. Say large and in charge.
Rumbly and crumbly.
Yes, yes. Cuddly and lovable.
Although I do have to say, when I went to go see my grandbaby the other day, it was easy to put her on my
You have lost some weight, Chris. I'm not gonna lie to you. You looking at you now? Yeah, you have lost some weight. You don't
You
honestly.
really needed a heart attack to tell me this?
I think it opened my eyes. I think it opened my eyes.
Lighter.
I think it opened my eyes. I see it in a different light, people. My enlightenment is a lot different now.
Now you're gonna find many more hidden Mickeys.
Yeah, I'm on it
Your
now.
eyes are open.
My eyes are open. I'm gonna be running around like there's one. All right, so we did the.
But we got through all that. I mean, obviously less drama in working life.
Yes.
But you know what? That's not even a real thing. There's never going to be less drama in working life. No matter how hard you try. I mean, yes, okay. Let's say that you get to a point where we have everything coming in the way it's supposed to be coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Then there will be less drama with work and life because now there's so much more money coming in. And it sucks because why does it always take money to get us to be less drama in work and life? It shouldn't be that way. It should be a lot of different things in life, a lot of different things that could just make everything less. But unfortunately, the way the world's driven these days, you gotta have money to be able to go out and have fun.
Gotta have money.
And you know
to
what?
have fun.
We're gonna chase it like we used to do it for years. And this time when we get it,
People
we're
that
absolutely not throwing it
people, the
away.
hustle is strong. In
Oh my
us.
God.
The hustle is strong. In us. So
And you'll hear us bitch about it from time to time,
Oh,
but when it comes back, especially with you and I, it doesn't come back like trickling in. It's like somebody opened a fucking dam, and that's the way that you and I have always been hustling.
hustles.
The hustle itself is so intense when it finally breaks free. And you know what? When it comes, it comes. Until then, we're going to keep putting out awesome podcasts. We're going to keep doing bigger and better things. You know, we're going live. We're going to soon have a website up and running. We're going to have the LLC completed. The trademark and copyrights are already coming through. I mean, everything is just free flowing already.
All the things
And
you have to
eventually, there are going to be people out there going to say, you know what, we want to subscribe to these guys because we're not going to always talk about relationships. Hell, we can talk about how to help you get an LLC or, you know,
business wise. We know
how
it
to
all.
beat your baby daddy in court. I don't know.
How to beat your baby mama in court, because I'm great at that. I am 2-0. I'm good to go. So, give me, so before, because we're coming up close to the end, let's do 3 more of what you have on the computer there.
Okay,
So you can pick any 3.
This is what men secretly want from women. So a lot of these things I've been seeing, we've talked about a lot. One thing I just saw, and I have no fucking clue what men would want this to be a part of a woman, but a fucking buddy.
Yes, a friend.
I'm not fucking my buddy.
I'm not fucking my friend.
Like,
What's
the last time I looked into what I want in a woman was not a motherfucking buddy.
not a buddy?
I
Maybe a fuck buddy, but but not a buddy. You know what I mean?
So, here's a good one. Encouraging him. Do you know how hard it is to find somebody to be behind us in what we're doing? Even if it's making not one fucking penny. Why can't someone see that you and I have an admiration for something and go do it, go get it?
People don't realize encouragement is a big thing when it comes to men.
It's key to everything.
Because a lot of men, what we do, and I feel like we are we fall victim of because men are very encouraging when it comes to women.
Yes.
Like we'll sit here and support everything you want to do. Oh, I want to start a hair store. I want to do this. We're like, what do you need to do it? What do we need?
Oh, listen. When I was with her, she wanted to start making soap.
She was good at it.
I didn't just go and buy a couple things for soap. Financially, we were set, so I told her go in there and order everything
You
to
need
make soap.
Yep, everything. you
Not
need.
just the basics. If you saw a cutter, buy the bigger cutter.
Right.
If you needed a little dish, buy a big set of dishes.
Right.
If you needed lye, what is that shit that burns your fucking skin? Don't buy a little container and try to figure out. Buy it big because you're gonna go big.
Right.
We had the cricket, we had the labels, we had marketing, we had it all.
Everything. You guys,
I went all in.
She was doing great, bro. She was doing great. I was there to witness that too. So, but like I said, that's the problem with women. A lot of times they're not encouraging. They'll sit there and be like, why are you doing this? It doesn't make any sense.
No, you're not making enough for the
You're not
household.
making enough for the household. How do you not know this is going to hit? How do you not
You
know
don't?
that we don't? This is when you take those shots in the wind. You know what I mean? You have to take those. I'm gonna do this because I want to do it. I'm not doing this because, you know what I mean?
It's not just a hobby for me.
Right.
I'm actually trying to turn it into something that's profitable,
Right.
something that's fun and profitable.
And that's the problem that we have with a lot of women. They don't know how to. So I'll put it this way. So in a man, what we do is when we encourage, women don't realize that we empty ourselves. When we're encouraging, baby, you gotta do this,
Especially
that,
if you're with the
this.
right woman.
Right, you're encouraging, you're trying to do, but you don't realize that we're emptying ourselves into you.
You know that when you encourage somebody, you make them a lot happier about the choice that they made.
Right.
When you make somebody happy about the choice that they made, what do? They put out an even better product.
Right.
They put out more imagination into that
I'm
product.
going to work harder because I'm trying to impress this woman that I'm with because she's
drive.
behind me. She's behind me.
It creates a drive in you that is not just easily put out. Why? Because encouragement is such a key value in every relationship, even in fucking your work life. If you have a supervisor that does nothing but badmouth you or talk shit to you but never encourages you, how are you going to put a better product out there? How are you going to be a better person? How are you going to raise up the ranks to become something?
You can't.
There's no way, because encouragement is a key value of life.
I'm gonna tell you this. What blows my mind a lot of times when people is that especially, and I'm gonna keep it on the women's side, when they don't know how easy it is to encourage a man. You know how easy it is to encourage a man when he's working his ass off? Pack him a lunch.
Yeah.
Simple shit, bro. Pack him a lunch. And then when he gets home, have some dinner ready.
Or if you for some reason you don't work because he's great at what he does, bring him his lunch.
Bring him his lunch.
Say, hey,
Show him
I
that
have
you-
time. I'm here to spend your lunch break with you. Here you go.
I was in the neighborhood,
Exactly.
and I wanted to show you how much I appreciate and love the things that you're doing for us. And if you got kids, it's family.
And you know what? That's great encouragement, because not only does it make you feel loved, welcome, and again encouraged as a man when your wife is there out of the blue for no reason. Well, there's a reason. There's lunch, but she doesn't have to bring it to you, and she's there. But guess what it also does? It encourages. It makes. I don't know if it's so much encouraging, but it makes my ego go through the roof
Yeah.
when my staff, the people that work for me, or the people that are even around me, even if they're just coworkers and I'm not a boss or whatever the case may be, when they see that your spouse goes out of their way to bring you something,
Oh man,
it makes them wonder.
your wife brought you lunch.
Your girlfriend,
Yeah, your girlfriend brought you
and
lunch.
they're sitting there going, I have to wait to see who leaves something in the refrigerator to take their
Yeah.
lunch.
Let me go do this Uber Eats order. No, I got
Home cooked meal.
Home cooked meal.
Yep.
That's the simple stuff. Simple stuff encourages a man. Now, like I said, a woman.
And I would do the same thing for my woman
Right.
if she was like,
If I had the
for
time
instance,
off,
Alyssa decided that she wanted to work, so I got her a job at another club, being a bartender, and I didn't have to open up the club that I owned until later on that night. Where would I be?
right there.
The moment that she clocked in and she started doing her bartending thing, whatever, I was there.
Sitting in the corner, minding your business.
Talking to everybody. I mean, I'm doing a lot of people in the industry, so I was able to talk to a
Bring
lot
the
of
people in. Maybe, hey, come on down and hang out with me and my girl.
And most people don't want you. And most couples, for some reason, they don't want each other there. She loved the fact that I was
If she don't want you, there's something going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the moment that I would leave, it was in between drinks or serving or whatever. If she happened to not be busy, she'd message me. And then boom, the moment she was done with that, straight to my club.
Right?
Had a little parking spot.
Guys hung out.
Yep, it was great.
It was all like I said, when you guys were on it, you guys were awesome.
Oh, absolutely,
It was
absolutely.
just like me when I was on it. Me and Catherine was on it, bro. We were on it.
Well, it leads me to this. I do want to talk about one last thing. I wish women would make the first move.
Isn't that crazy now? They want to be so self-sufficient and so independent. But you two can sit there and know that you have that chemistry. And
They will let you walk out of that wherever they're at, whether it's a bar, a church, the grocery
Anywhere.
store. They will let you legitimately 100% walk out and not say one word to you. But let's say that you turn around, see them a week later or whatever, and you make the first move. What's the first thing they say? Well, I've been wanting to see you since the last time I saw you. So
why did you say something?
anything?
Say something. Say
We
something.
could have been 7 days in.
Say something.
But no. They want to tell you after the
I
show.
didn't tell you when we went out to eat yesterday. Guess who paid? Right.
Okay.
Right. And you know why she did it? She did it for the simple fact because she said, you work so hard at what you do now. And I just want to show you that I appreciate everything that you do for me at my household. And it was something, I tell you the truth, I almost went into fucking tears, Chris. I was like, what? Because you don't get that.
Because they finally realize what they have.
Right.
And this is something you were wanting in your past relationship and you never got.
Right.
You needed just someone to be able to say, I appreciate the fuck out of you.
Right, that's all I was looking for. That's all I ever looked for. And that's what women do not get. That's all. Look,
It's very encouraging to see something like that, to have it, because it makes for a lesser stressful life. Because they just took the moment for an hour out of your entire week to say, I appreciate you, this is what I'm doing for you. And it's hard to get that.
It's just
hard to
that
get it.
simple, Chris. I'm a man. See, people don't realize I talk to you guys the way that I talk, but you know me. I'm a man of very few words. I'm a very encouraging person. I'm a person that wants to see people do great. I like to see people on top of everything. But at the end of the day, I am still a man of very few words because I know that a lot of times I've been in situations that my words have been used against me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And not just by relationships. I've had it done with staff. I've had it done with, I'm trying to keep dumb owners. Let's just use those words.
Yes.
Dumb owners.
Yes.
Because this industry is just so quick to tear you down.
They'll whip you apart.
And I can't wait till they start failing one by one. Because this industry is not getting better. It's getting more
And people don't-
retaliated against.
And then people don't realize. Let me explain to you owners. You wonder why they're making these new rules to make it harder for you
Because
to
you
be
allow
there.
so much shit.
Yep.
You allow so much stupidity.
And it's so funny. You know what? It's I can't do that.
Try to shut me down because what was the worst you could do? Fire me from your club? Now I can talk shit to you directly with my podcast telling you you're the piece of shit, not the managers that you kept going through.
With the thousands of followers and the people that view us, because y'all have no idea. Our shit gets viewed a lot.
And I'm never going to sit here and demean them all because there's so many good owners out
There's
there.
some good ones out there too.
But for you pieces of shit, I can't wait till your clubs finally get closed down because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to ruin so many lives.
It's funny that it's one owner that we had together. He can't stand. He was great to me. We're not gonna name his name,
We ain't gonna name names.
but We know, and trust me, if you knew our work history, how much people don't realize how many times we've worked together.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
And the way we played the game,
we played
nobody
together.
ever knew that at the end of all this, when we were all said and done, you and I were going to be here doing this all the time. You and I were going to be at Epcot.
Everybody thought that.
The only thing we don't do is share girlfriends.
Because we totally like two different types of girls. People didn't realize that we were, you know, how we were towards each other. They always thought that, oh, Gavin had. People don't realize I never said a bad word about Chris. I had nothing.
And neither did I, but boys, so many people came to each one of us.
And they had no idea.
Bad mouthing the shit. Because I would call you all the time. Hey, this person just said it. Da, da, da.
And
I
do
just
the
fired
same
them for it.
thing.
So
And I
you.
do the same thing. I would do the same thing. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, you heard what Chris said to me? I said, no, he didn't tell me while we were at Epcot together. They were like, what? No,
That's why I can only imagine the oohs and ahs in the viewing of our podcast going, what the fuck are these two doing together?
Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. We spend birthdays together, bro. It's like they don't get it. Like we spend birthdays together.
And it doesn't matter who we're with because at the end of the day, we're still spending the birthdays together.
We spend birthdays.
We may be circulating the relationships a tad bit here and there,
Matter of fact,
but we don't switch.
I put it to you already. Put it to you this way, Chris. I've already put in for, you know, next month is my birthday. I've already put in for it already, so you already know what
You know how
time
I'm
it
going to
is.
put into it. Hey, I quit.
So I got one more, and I see it, and it's a very important one.
Burning your chaps.
Yes, we said to on his list that he has, and I looked at it 50 times already. We said intimacy. That's great. Let's hit on one thing that I feel like it needs to be said, and it always should be something that always should be in a relationship: sex. Sex is a big part of a relationship.
Bro, the moment somebody holds out on you for sex,
You already know how. You know how
there's
I get
somebody
down.
else
Somebody
that's
else.
tapping that
If
ass.
you hold out on me, I'm at the point now. I will. I'll holler at
I'll
you.
move on.
I'll holler at you because
Deuces.
I dealt in a relationship for so long because I thought that, you know what I mean, it'll come around. And I feel like when I did that, I missed out on a lot of good things that people were, and a lot of other people were reaching out to me. Hey, Gavin, you know, I think you're great, and I want to try to do something. And I was always like, no, I have somebody. But then it fucks with your mental though. When somebody sit here and holds out on sex, you sit here like, is it me? What did I do wrong? Especially in our age, you sit here and you think about,
I already know
am I
what you're
getting?
talking about.
Yeah.
And what's fucked up about any situation like that is, if you're going to hold out, go ahead and get out of the relationship. Be honest
And go.
with yourself that you're done with this individual.
And go.
Just break it off and go. Stop sitting there playing the I'm a little wifey, I'm a little girlfriend at home. No, you're nothing of
What
that.
blew your mind though, Chris, with that situation is when we first got started, bro, she used to blow my mind every time. And for somebody to stop like it did, and me trying to, and I was still trying, Chris. I was still steady trying. I was like, oh, we can try something different. When you saw me, I was taking her everywhere. Oh, I want to go here. Book a room.
I'm going to tell you something that might blow your mind, it might not blow your mind. I was the one that stopped in the marriage with Alyssa
Really?
towards the end. And I wasn't cheating on her. I promise you on my daughter's lives, I was not cheating one bit.
Really? I did not know that.
I don't know what happened up here, but I checked out. And she noticed it. Like I said, I have messages that are like, you're not even, you don't want this marriage anymore. You just don't even want to be with me.
Okay.
But I don't understand why I
Now
checked
that you
out.
said that, let's, fuck it, we'll go over a little bit. But now that you said that, do you think that it your physical, how you look, how you, because you said you let yourself go.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with it. It had nothing to do with the attraction to her either. I got to a point where it was like, I'm thinking of it while I'm in bed. Why am I laying here beside her? Like, I just something checked out, and I wasn't willing to be honest with myself or her and say we need to talk.
Guys, y'all have to understand.
The massive lack of communication.
His ex is look, yeah. I give it to
She was
Chris.
definitely very
I give it to Chris. Chris gets some mayonnaise. I give it to him.
But for some reason, I checked out on her, and it wasn't something that I wanted to leave the marriage over, which I didn't. It was something that I kept from her was communication. I did not communicate one bit of anything that was going on. I just said, I'm checked out, I'm checked out. Let's just see how long it lasts. And it went to hell in a handbasket.
I did not know that you were the one that pulled out. Oh, I'm telling you the truth. I thought it was her.
Yeah.
I'm glad you put me in the right.
Because she was always, she wanted the intimacy, she wanted the sex, she wanted the friendship, she wanted the love, she wanted
So
the...
you just checked out completely.
Well, I was...
So you was spent. You was spent. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. You know, I tell you the truth because I love you. You did that to yourself.
Absolutely.
You burnt because
I let everything else burn
burn
me
you
out,
out.
which
I
in
was about to
turn
say it.
burned my marriage out.
Yep.
Things I've definitely learned, but it was a painful way to learn it.
Lessons
Because now when I look back, you're never going to get that person, even if it's the right person at the wrong time, you're never going to get that right person at the right time again from that person. It's going to be someone else that will be the right person at the right time again.
the lessons that we learn. The lessons that we learn. All right, people. Well, we're gonna go ahead and end it at that. You have been sitting here with cigars, savages with cigars. I almost messed it up, guys. See, Chris, you flushed at me with that last one, bro.
Yeah, I probably did, but it's also the fact that, and I'm going to try to like stick up for my boy here. We're in a cigar lounge, so of course the first thing in your head is cigars.
Cigar.
You have a baseball bat for a cigar.
Yes.
I have a little hockey stick.
Yes.
So I mean, I get it.
It could be
You're
that.
never going to understand.
You're never
this
gonna get it.
savages with cigars.
Savages. And I made the name, people. I made the name. So once again, we are sitting here in the Cozy Cigar Lounge. That is 198 West Bay Drive. Beautiful lounge. You can see the humidor behind us. The largest in Largo. So if you want to come on down, come on down. You got me, Gavin. You got Larry. You got Sam. We'll take care of all your cigar needs and wants.
And like I always say, please follow, like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything else you could possibly do with anything that we put our name to. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on every social media platform. We're really going to buckle down now that he has a second lease
chance
life.
life.
We're going to really get on Spotify, iTunes. We're really going to explode. We have a lot of things
We're gonna
that
let you actually, if you can't watch us, we're gonna make sure that you can hear us.
yes. And we are going to go live, and we're still going to put the podcast out on Mondays,
Mondays.
but you're still going to be able to talk to us,
Right. And
comment,
with that,
whatever.
and with us going live, we will have a Google number that you guys can call in,
Yep.
and you guys can talk to us right then and there. So it's not like, oh, you can still message us on all the platforms, but if you are a listener that likes to get it right then and there, you'll have it there. I am working on a website that's going to be very, very intuitive. You're going to be able to, click on things, and this is happening, that's happening, everything.
The shop is going to be on there,
Right.
so we're going to have a lot of merchandise starting to pop up
Yes.
slowly but surely. I mean, we're definitely going to take this to the next level,
Yes.
and we're going to go quicker than we expected.
Expected. So, I'm sorry if you like the hood shit, we don't have it.
We don't do hood shit.
We don't do hood
We don't do
shit.
hood shit.
We speak with intelligence because we've been to school.
And one of these days, I'll get him to stop making relationship topics.
Yes. You know what? I'm so glad he said that. So the next topic is going to be on Chris. The next two topics Chris is going to
It's going to be
produce.
face painting and asphalt laying. That way, we're like completely away from relationships.
Perfect. All right, guys, we thank you for listening to us all the time. You deal with us and all that stuff. We are out of here. We love you. Stay safe. And one thing I always want to tell you guys, always listen to the podcast that appreciates you, not the one that tolerates you. And we're out of here.
Absolutely. Good night. God bless.